In the realm of dance, flexibility training, often referred to as soft skills or soft technique, is not merely a routine of stretching or passive mobility work. Rather, it is a systematic, long-term practice that runs through every stage of a dancer's development. From the earliest beginner classes to professional rehearsals on stage, flexibility is continually nurtured and refined. Far beyond just enhancing bodily suppleness and range, this type of training cultivates complete physical awareness, sharpens artistic expression, and deepens the dancer's understanding of movement itself. Flexibility is the physical foundation on which the language of dance is built. The beauty of dance often lies in the body's capacity to move with grace and power at its physical limits, whether it's a deep back bend, a soaring leap, or a high arabesque. These movements are not just technical feats, they are expressions of the dancer's internal emotional state, made possible by a body that can extend, bend, and flow without restriction. Such movements demand extreme range, strength, and control, all of which stem from consistent flexibility training. By expanding the range of motion in joints and activating the muscles through targeted stretches, dancers achieve movements that are not only technically accurate but also effortlessly fluid and aesthetically refined. It is this fluency of motion, this seamless, unbroken line of movement, that separates merely skilled dancers from truly expressive ones. Flexibility training never exists in isolation. It is frequently paired with strength, balance, and coordination work. These components reinforce one another. Strength helps support the expanded range achieved through stretching, while balance ensures control within that range. An effective flexibility program does not simply chase extremes, such as how far a leg can stretch or how low a split can go. It focuses on functional mobility and practical application. Dancers are taught to understand the why behind each stretch, why certain muscles must be lengthened, why alignment matters, and how each gain in flexibility must be accompanied by muscular engagement. For instance, in leg hold stretches, dancers must not only strive for height but also learn to control direction, muscle recruitment, and pelvic alignment to avoid strain and injury. Passive flexibility alone, where a limb can be pulled into position, means little without the active strength to hold and transition that limb in space. Only with this comprehensive approach can flexibility become a tool that translates seamlessly into choreography. In performances, dancers are expected to move dynamically, often under unpredictable conditions. Lighting, costumes, partner work, and shifting tempos can all affect execution. A dancer who has trained flexibility functionally, not just passively, will be better equipped to adapt. They can adjust to a partner's timing, recover quickly from a moment of imbalance, and maintain composure during physically demanding sequences. Perhaps one of the most critical outcomes of flexibility training is enhanced body control. Dancers must not only perform individual movements but also transition between them with elegance and precision. Whether executing a fluid phrase or moving through complex sequences, dancers must maintain command over their torso, limbs, and even their fingertips. The body becomes a finely tuned instrument, capable of expressing the subtlest emotion through motion. This nuanced control, so essential to the artistry of dance, is cultivated over time through mindful flexibility training. In plies, develops, and port de bras, the smallest shifts in energy or muscle activation create vast differences in expression. Without control, even the most flexible body can appear sloppy or disjointed. Moreover, this type of training deepens a dancer's body awareness. Each stretch becomes an intimate dialogue between mind and muscle. Dancers learn to recognize when a muscle is tense or relaxed, when a joint is aligned or misaligned, and how to adjust their angles to avoid injury. This awareness is foundational for executing advanced techniques safely and effectively. For example, when practicing oversplits or contortion-style poses, it's easy to let ambition override safety. But a dancer who is truly in tune with their body will sense the difference between a productive stretch and a dangerous strain. Over time, this sensitivity evolves into a kind of physical intelligence, one that informs every movement both in and out of the studio. The demands of rehearsals and performances inevitably expose dancers to the risk of overuse injuries, especially in vulnerable areas such as the spine, knees, and ankles. Scientific, systematic flexibility training not only improves the mobility and endurance of these joints but also strengthens their stability. By balancing stretch routines with conditioning exercises, dancers create a protective framework around their most used joints. This proactive conditioning helps dancers move safely even under high physical stress. In this sense, flexibility training is not just about softness, it is also about resilience, injury prevention, and longevity. Many dance careers are shortened not by lack of talent, but by preventable injuries that arise from neglecting mobility work or pushing too hard without the right preparation. Flexibility is indispensable in mastering advanced techniques. High-level movements often require a seamless combination of mobility, strength, explosive power, and grace. For example, dancers with a supple spine and open back can perform sequences like deep back bends into windmill turns with greater amplitude, smoother transitions, and heightened visual impact. Likewise, a dancer with well-conditioned hip flexors and hamstrings will find grand battements, extensions, and aerial movements more accessible and fluid. Core strength and limb control, both enhanced through flexibility training, enable these complex movements to be executed not only successfully but beautifully and consistently, free from stiffness or forced effort. In competitive or professional contexts, where every gesture is scrutinized, that refinement is what elevates a performance. Flexibility training also plays a significant role in shaping a dancer's psychological state. Practices like deep stretching or intense hip opening sessions demand unwavering concentration. Dancers must block out distractions, tune into their bodies, and regulate their breathing and emotions. Over time, these moments of inward focus evolve from physical challenges into meditative experiences. Flexibility training becomes a personal ritual, a space where mind and body find alignment. The studio, often bustling and high pressure, becomes temporarily still. In this stillness, dancers reconnect with their motivation and recalibrate their intentions. They learn patience, humility, and the value of incremental progress. This state of presence doesn't just improve technique, it offers emotional release and psychological healing. In a fast-paced world, dancers face mental pressures just like anyone else: performance anxiety, perfectionism, burnout. The slow, deliberate nature of flexibility work creates a therapeutic rhythm that helps reduce stress, calm the mind, and replenish the spirit, preparing the dancer to face both the stage and life with renewed energy. For some, it becomes a source of solace; for others, a way to process emotion through physical expression. Either way, the psychological benefits of flexibility training are as important as the physical ones.